Hello everybody, and welcome to another video, page number 3 of me drawing and talking rubbish. I got my first commenter. Woo! So I treated myself to a hot chocolate. Actually, I was going to have one anyway, but it felt more deserved. Oh god. So he mentioned in his comment that a lot of the time he doesn't know what to draw, which is something that I struggle with, and I'm pretty sure that everyone who draws or writes or goes down the path of creativity struggles with. But how do you deal with that, you know? What do you do when you want to draw, but you're just sitting there staring at a blank bit of paper and just nothing is coming to your head? What do you do? You know, it's something that happens to me a lot, especially over the last, couple of weeks. And the natural thing to do, I think, is just to not draw, because you can't think of anything, so you just think, well, not going to bother then, because it's too stressful, you know, and it's scary. You know, it's a scary thing. I mean, I did read somewhere that the scariest thing an artist can come across is a blank canvas. It has some sense to it, you know, because you want your mind to be on that canvas, you know. You want to look at a blank canvas and be able to see something, you know, which doesn't really make much sense because it's blank. But so what do I do? What do I do when I don't know what to draw? Well, I don't draw. Now, a lot of the time, maybe 50% of the time, it takes me a while to pluck up the courage to force myself to draw, you know, when I feel like that. Because I think, what I draw is just going to look like absolute shit, and I, just come up with all these excuses for why I shouldn't draw. But you need to push yourself through that, or I feel like I need to push myself through that, because, you know, as far as I'm concerned, I don't draw enough anyway. You know, maybe 2 hours a day, you know, and I have a lot of fucking spare time, so I should be devoting a lot more time to drawing than 2 bloody hours. But, you know, there's distractions everywhere you go. There's more ways to receive gratification, you know, quicker ways that require no effort whatsoever. But drawing, you don't get instant gratification, but you get way more of a fucking buzz when you do get gratification from drawing. When you do draw something like, fuck, that is awesome, and you know, you really like it, and then you post it online and that's really cool, you know, that kind of gratification is 1,000,000 times better than masturbating or whatever. So in this video, I was listening to which can be one way to inspire you, encourage you to draw, and maybe might give you some ideas of what to draw. It does for me a lot. Apparently it helps you concentrate as well. I was listening to a video game soundtrack. I think it's called There Was an Echo. It's a PC game, kind of RPG. I've never even played it. It's really not my kind of game, but I really love the soundtrack. You know, it's very, very science fiction, very, I don't know. It's really good though. It's like FTL. No, it's not like FTL. Shut up. Anyway, talking shit. I really like it, is the point I'm saying. And that inspired, when I started listening to it, it inspired me to draw, you know, Cosmonauts. So that's what I started to draw. Women in spacesuits. It's something that I like drawing anyway. And when you're drawing from imagination, you're generally going to draw the things that you like drawing. Or draw the things that you've drawn a lot. Because they're going to be the first things you think of when you come to draw. Without any reference or any imagination or inspiration. The first thing you're going to draw is what you usually draw all of the time. Which for me is faces and, kind of figures. So if I wasn't listening to this soundtrack, I probably would have just drawn faces and figures, naked probably. Or not even naked, just have no definition about them at all, just basic shapes stuck together. But because I was listening to this, I was like, oh, I really fancy drawing some cosmonauts or astronauts or whatever you want to call them. So that's one way to. And apparently, video game soundtracks are specifically designed to keep you concentrated. I read that somewhere. I don't know if it's true, but it holds true for me because when I listen to certain soundtracks from video games, like the soundtrack from Hotline Miami, that's the one that really helps me. Like if I listen to that, it's pretty easy for me to draw. They help you concentrate. So maybe that's an option. But if you're someone that doesn't like the thought of listening to anything when you draw, then obviously, don't. So yeah, when I draw, I do listen to like podcasts and stuff like that. Just anything. It doesn't really matter what I'm listening to. Obviously, I don't want to listen to something that I hate, but anything that can take a small part of my mind away from drawing. I feel like I can draw better when I'm not 100% concentrating on what I'm drawing. It's as if there's more freedom. That's one way. Another way is to, obviously, the things I'm going to tell you are things you'll have thought of and done yourself, but they don't always work. Like looking for inspiration, like Googling your favorite artists or, what have you. But usually the search for inspiration does work, If you don't know what to draw and you find some thread or art forum and then you just look at people's work, more times than not, you're going to get inspired to want to draw something. And then it's up to you whether you draw it or not. Another way of getting past the point is just forcing yourself, man. If you're not looking for inspiration and you're not doing anything that could help you draw, just draw anyway. No matter how stressed out you may feel, no matter how many irrational thoughts you're having, I'm getting worse or I'm not improving, what's the point, yada yada yada, everyone gets those. Your stupid brain, most of the time it feels like it doesn't want to cooperate with you. So just draw anyway, draw boxes, basic shapes, go back to the basics, or you could try draw something you've never drawn before. I rarely do that, but I do it now and again, never drawn a baboon, so I'll spend a few hours just drawing baboons. I did that once, and it got me drawing, and drawing is always going to be better than not doing it, So yeah, that's the few ways of getting past that block, that hurdle. But it's going to come back, it's not like once you find a way of getting past it, it's not like there's going to be it's going to disappear forever. It's going to keep coming back. It always will come back, no matter how good you are, I think, or how long you've drawn for, which are mutually inclusive, I think is the term. You're always going to come across that wall, and it's just something that you have to keep on dealing with at the time that it happens, because each time that it happens, it feels unique, doesn't it? It feels like it's never happened before. You know that it's happened before, but this time is different. So yeah, man, there's no magic button, there's no red or blue pill, that's gonna instantly fix it. It is literally just hard work. That is it. It's the tortoise and the hare, hard work and diligence, and hard work and diligence are always going to outbest some naturally talented fuck. Hard work, diligence, patience. They're always going to beat someone who's naturally talented and just relies on the fact of them being naturally talented, and they make no effort whatsoever because they think, oh, well, I'm just naturally talented, so I don't need to try. Yeah, man, it's just hard work. It's putting in the hours. That's how you improve. And the thing about improvement is, it's not like a ladder that a lot of people see it as, because a ladder is a very defined concept of improvement, isn't it? It's like, oh, I'm on the first step, and oh, look, I can go up there to get better, right? And then when you're up there, you're like, wow, look how far I've come. I'm so high up now. And each step you take, you can see the progress. You're like, I'm going up, I'm keep going up. I don't think improvement is like that at all. I think improvement is just like a fucking plateau. It's just a dune. A fucking beige dune. In the beginning, you're sitting at a lighthouse, and you're like, alright, let's go. And you start walking. You start drawing or writing, whatever. And as you look back, the lighthouse is the beginning. You've never drawn before at this point. So you go forward, and you can look back and you can see, well, I can clearly see that I am moving away from the lighthouse, the beginning. I am improving, But then eventually that lighthouse is going to disappear beyond past the horizon, and you're not going to be able to see it anymore, and you're going to think, well, it's gone, so I'm pretty far away. But then you keep walking, and you keep walking, and then you think, then you have nowhere to look. You have no reference point. You're like, oh, well, shit, how far have I come now? I don't know. And then you start worrying to yourself, what if I'm going in a circle? What if I keep walking and I see the fucking lighthouse again, and I've actually gone back on myself, and I'm actually going nowhere at all? That isn't going to happen, but it's a fear, it's a worry that I have. This is all metaphorical, by the way. It's not. Hope he's. I'm not calling anyone stupid or anything, but I'm just hoping I'm making my point clear here. So anyway, you keep walking through this dune of improvement, and you've lost the beginning. You can't see where you're going. You don't know which way to turn, and that's it. That's all it is. Forever. There is no end. There is no treasure at the end of it. There's no destination here. It's just an endless fucking plateau. And you feel stagnated at times, and you feel exhausted, but sometimes you feel a spurt of hope, and excitement, you know, and you keep going, you know, and you get tired again, and you end up crawling along on your hands and knees, and sometimes you stop and just sit there and stare at the sky, but you keep going anyway. You know, I feel like that is improvement. It's not a fucking ladder, man. It's not a ladder. It's not that easily defined. It's just a plane. A flat fucking plane. You know? And you get to a point where you don't know how far you've come, and you don't know which way to go. You know? Because you have in mind a destination, you see. You have in mind that there's an end point. You know, that there's a treasure at the end. There's the dream. You know, the dream being this fucking crystal, you know, that will make you the person that you want to be, the talented individual that you want to be, and you're looking for this thing, this fucking crystal. But there isn't one. There isn't one. The crystal is within you. No. Fuck that shite. No, but there isn't a destination, you know? There's only one in your head, but it's not actually physically there. It's not actually there in the real world, in reality. There is no end. You have to just appreciate the journey, you know? Be in the present. Don't be 5 years ahead of yourself, constantly imagining. Well, you're obviously going to daydream about being as good as the people that you want to be as good as. That's normal. But just be in the now, you know? Not fucking miles away. You cross that bridge when you get to it. So they say. Just rambling. That's how I see the road. The road of creativity and talent and ability or whatever, skill. I feel like that's what it's like. It's a confusing place. Especially when it's ability of the mind and you're like writing or drawing. So, you know, you just gotta keep going. You know? Draw. Yeah. That hot chocolate actually made me feel a bit sick. I think I drank it too fast. I really need a cigarette. I shouldn't be fucking smoking. You know. I shouldn't be smoking anyway, but not when I've got a cold. And I like it though. You know, I like smoking. You know, I'm not one of these people who hate it, but smoke anyway. What the fuck's the point in that? I get it, even if you do hate it, it's hard to stop because it becomes something you depend on. For now, I enjoy it. What else can I talk about? What have I been drawing? What am I drawing now? I'm drawing a glass. Yeah. For some reason, drawing the tops of glasses, I really struggle with that. And I've made it look like it's all cracked and shit, but I was basically just drawing where the reflections are, you know, where the light's bouncing off the glass. But the way I drew it makes it look like it's, you know, you would not want to draw from that glass. It looks cracked as fuck. It looks horrible. Yeah. I just need my lighter. It is. By the way, if you're watching these videos, you know, I know I've got a few subscribers now. Thank you, by the way, for subscribing and watching them. If you like them and you want to see me keep making them, I do need some help. I need some help on what to actually talk about, because this is a problem for me, because I think I've said it in the previous videos. I'm terrible at commentating. You know, you can probably tell I ramble on, and I don't know what to talk about most of the time, and I don't know how to say it. You know, I'm not very eloquent. But if you want to leave some suggestions on, you know, what to talk about, that would be cool. I would appreciate that. Or maybe how to talk about it, you know, or, you know, maybe just give me some critique, like, say, you know, even if you say, you know, you're boring as fuck, man, like, but tell me why, you know, don't fucking just tell me I'm shit and then leave, you know, that isn't helpful, man. I know there was something else I was going to mention and talk about, but I've completely forgotten what it was. For the next video, it probably wasn't that fucking important or interesting anyway, but I'm just, you know, I'm taking what I can get at this point, you know. I don't have this endless list of subjects that I'm dying to talk about. Yeah. Drawing a skull. Don't draw those often. So I think I'm going to do a video of me drawing like zombies and skulls, because it's something that I really love drawing. Skulls and zombies. So I think my next video, or maybe the one after that, or the one after that, who knows. I'm just going to draw nothing but zombies. So at this point I got completely burned out, and I was like, I'm done for today. Well, thank you for watching. I hope, as always, that you took something from it, and you enjoyed it, and I wasn't annoying or anything. But, well,